dominant display so far in the 2 rounds and half a round in the 3rd one. And that's why that wry smile from Hyuntae. He knows that he's not had too many answers today against the man in blue. Deftness of those punches and how quickly he recovers from that and goes into a defensive position has really been a pleasure to watch. The boxer performing with confidence, with a lot of self-assurance. And he has absolutely taken apart his opponent from a tactical perspective, the way that he has attacked and defended against Kim Hyun-tae. The last 30-odd seconds now to watch out and to see out. Hyun-tae with a late offensive. One would think only a knockout here can save him. And he's going for that. Going for broke, as it were. But Sumit's holding firm into the last 5 seconds. And he should have done enough here. Congratulations, evident on the Indian side. Was what happened in the 3rd round. A lot better from Kim Hyun-tae, looking to be a lot more positive. But Sumit started this so positively that he always had the option of then closing himself out and defending through the rest of the round, and that's pretty much a summation of what he did. Make sure that he was never troubled too much by his opponent. We should have confirmation of it soon, but from the body language of the 2 boxers, they do know that this is the most likely result here.
Result of the bout number 17, the winner on point by unanimous point decision in the blue corner, representing India, Sumit.
Sumit wins this unanimously, and it always seemed on the cards. Not just the way that he started, but also the way that he kept going through that. And now India have yet another assured medal. Positive. That was the name of the game from Sumit. Just didn't allow Kim Hyun-tae to get into any kind of rhythm. And Hyun-tae tried to come back hard into the 3rd and final round, but just ended up being outclassed by a superior opponent today. Sumit was quite outstanding. Sumit goes through to the semi-finals, where he'll meet Vishal Yalinski of Poland. It's going to be a difficult bout as well for him. Now we are moving on further, heavier boxers in the men's category. Adam Tutak from Poland, and he'll be up against Amar Riyad Abdul Jabbar from Germany.
Representing Poland, Utak Adam Zakob.
Adam Tutak is the first seed. He tends to win a lot of his bouts by knockout. He has a 44% knockout rate. And he's had some good successes right through this year, which is why he finds himself in this position.
In the blue corner, representing Germany, Abdul Zafar Amar.
Amar Riyad Abdul Jabbar, Iraq-born 30-year-old, moved to Hamburg in 2010 and eventually began representing Germany after turning a citizen in 2018. Oodles of experience, somebody who's been around the block has boxed with the best in the world and will bring that fighting spirit up against quite a fancied opponent.
Lalkavi Walid Shahab, Judge 1 Croatia, Judge 2 Uganda, Judge 3 Egypt, Judge 4 Canada, Judge 5 Chinese Taipei.
Interestingly, the in-ring referee also from Iraq. There shouldn't be too much lost in translation should the need arise to explain something. Of course, he's lived a long time in Germany, so I would imagine that Abdul Jabbar knows a few other languages too now.
Round 1.
Yet again, a contrast in styles. We've moved further up in terms of the weight categories. The slightly taller Yaqub. Abdul Jabbar, a pocket rocket in many respects. Will probably pack a punch. That's where Yaqub can actually use his height to very good effect in this 90 kg category. First quarterfinal. All 4 quarterfinals to be played back to back, so we'll also see the Indian boxer in action, Naveen Kumar. That will be the 3rd quarterfinal, and he'll be in action against Beksat Dangatar of Kazakhstan. Abdul Jabbar looking to be as positive as we expected him to be. And so far he has landed a few decent punches, but just gets his first little warning from the referee. Now Tutak has to find a way to work around this early aggression from his opponent. Good punch landed. Standing count goes up to 7. Good start here by Tutak. Into the last 10 seconds. I would think that Tutak has just edged ahead in this bout as a result of that standing count. Some strong punches landed by the top seed. Abdul Jabbar tried to be as positive as possible, but from time to time Adam Tutak with some good shots.
Second round. Round 2.
Tutak carrying on with that same positivity, with that same confidence from the first round. Abdul Jabbar looking to be a lot more positive in the second round. What's been effective about Polish? Plenty of encouragement for both the boxers, but understandably Adam Tutak's bench is sounding a little bit more animated. Right by the side of the ring and just making themselves heard, their ward's ears. Bit better towards the end of that round from Abdul Jabbar. But Adam Tutak has played this one very smartly. Kept himself going. Used the ropes, used breaks in play to just break up the momentum from his German opponent. As of now, it's absolutely split right down the middle. There's two judges or three judges who've given it 19 apiece to both of them. And two judges who have actually called both rounds in favor of one or the other. So it's 1-1. Everything to play for going into this third and final round.
Third and final round.
Been smart from Abdul Jabbar. Moving in swiftly, getting some punches going, and then quickly gets out of the way. As effective as any strategy can be. Whole idea in sport, in any sport, I suppose, is to enforce some errors out of your opponent, and that's what Abdul Jabbar has been able to do out of Adam Tutak. Couple of good combinations landed by the Polish boxer. Slugfest has also taken a little bit more out of Adam as compared to Abdul Jabbar. Abdul Jabbar looking fresher of the two boxers in the middle. Lots of perspiration as well on the Polish boxer's jersey. A little smarter in terms of some of his dressing there from German boxer. Upper exposes a lot more of his physique, especially the back of his shoulder or so. Landed a few good punches in this round as well. This too is going down the wire, it would seem. In fact, in all likelihood, Abdul Jabbar with a slight advantage in this third round. He has the momentum on his side. Oh, a couple of good blows. Adam Tutak once again enforces a standing count. Could that be just about enough to clinch this in favor of the man from Poland? You would say the German boxer has had his moments more frequently. But Tutak has just landed some more decisive punches right through this contest. Into the last few seconds. Now, who's won this one? Both boxers appear quite jubilant. Adam Tutak probably got those good punches in towards the end of that third round. But Abdul Jabbar was definitely quite positive all the way through. Tipping the ear on one of those punches, second time as well. Definitely good aggression shown by both boxers, especially as the match wore on. Clumsy to begin with, but both settling into a nice rhythm. The match wore on. All set pretty much for the verdict.
Split decision. In the red corner, representing Poland, Utak Adam Zakop.
It is Adam Jakub Tutak from Poland who wins this. It's a split decision. It did get close, but the top seed goes through. No knockout this time, but he still performed admirably well, and one could see why he tends to get a lot of knockouts. He does punch hard. So winning that third round quite decisively, and that worked in his favor because it had been split right down the middle till that point. Overall, a sluggish start from both men, but Tutak, both in the first round as well as the third round, enforced a standing count, which probably went in his favor in terms of just making the judges lean his way. The decisiveness in those punches was fairly obvious. But it was a game fight from Abdul Jabbar. Definitely gave a good account of himself, especially in that second round, but in the end goes to the man from Poland. Now on to the next one, Nusratbek Tokhirov of Uzbekistan, and up against him Bogdan Tolmachov from Ukraine. So again, a former Soviet Union clash as it were, but this is more of an Asia-Europe contest. Nusratbek is of course a former Asian junior champion, 22 years of age only. Up against him, the man from Kharkiv in Ukraine.
Bout number 19, a light man, 90 kg.
Winner of this bout will
In the red
await
corner,
Adam Tutak
representing
in the semis.
Uzbekistan, Nusratbek Okirov.
Yeah, massively built, isn't he? An impressive frame. The boxer from Uzbekistan, Tokhirov. Bounds his way towards the red corner.
In the blue corner, representing Ukraine, Bogdan Olmakov.
And the Ukrainian, Tolmakov. Impassive as he heads down. Definitely going to be an cagey battle between the two.
Uganda, Antonio Stephen Sigafula. Judge 1, Iraq. Judge 2, Canada. Judge 3, Australia. Judge 4, Guatemala. Judge 5, France.
Should be an interesting battle, this. Asian junior champ in red in Tokhirov. Against him, Tolmakov from Ukraine. Again, Tolmakov just the slightly taller of the two boxers. Not much else to choose in terms of physique. Bogdan just looks slightly stronger in certain senses. And with that height, no doubt he'll have a little bit of reach as an advantage, and that's what he's looking to capitalize on early in this first round. Nusrat Bek with an explosive combination of punches, nearly catching Bogdan off guard. First signs of aggression, otherwise it's pretty much expected to be the kind of cagey start that we have seen. Two men of similar build. Dan Tolmakov doing a little bit of self-officiating, just telling the Ugandan referee that there was a punch to the back of his head. Next on this ring, Naveen Kumar from India will be taking on Begzat Tangatar of Kazakhstan. Then rounding off this afternoon session's action, Isaac Oko, silver medalist at Brazil in the World Cup Stage 1 from England, up against Jun Anuel of Korea. Time a little bit of a warning to Bogdan, possibly for a similar offense, just hitting the back of the head. Some great speed in his arm work from Nusrat Bek. Couple of occasions when he's really getting charged up and boxing his opponent into the corner. Good positive intent for most part. This is how this particular bout has gone. It's not been too fluent, and to be fair, Bogdan Tolmakov has stopped the bout repeatedly to try and just impress upon the referee that there have been a few shots to the back of his head. There's been some good positive intent from Tokhirov, the man from Uzbekistan. There's been a healthy exchange of punches, and that's reflected in the scoreline as well. Tokhirov currently leading 4-1. Only the Canadian referee seeing it as a victory for Tolmakov. Otherwise, the other four judges going more in favor of the man in red. The Bogdan Tolmakov has to be a little bit more proactive in this round. Spent a lot of that first round just caught up in some of those technicalities, looking to impress upon the referee that there was some unfair play on his opponent's behalf. Out of frame visible to the vantage point where I'm sitting in the commentary box. I can see the Kazakh wrestler, or the boxer rather, just warming up for the next bout with a little bit of skipping, as is the Indian opponent as well. So the two of them just getting ready to put on a show. But here, it's Nusrat Beg who's once again dominating the tempo. Bogdan is trying to be a lot more positive in the second round. Will it be something that will convert into points? One punch too many which have been landed by Nusrat Beg. And from Kharkiv in Ukraine, in the blue corner, Bogdan chasing this bout as it were, having lost that first round 4 judges to 1. He has looked to be a lot more positive. Will that convert into points is a big question which needs to be answered, I suppose, by the judges themselves. But this has been good work smart work by Nusrat Beg Tokhirov, showing why he's been such a highly rated boxer, especially at junior level. Into the last few seconds. Another round where Tokhirov walks away quite confident. But it must be said, Bogdan Tolmakov also made a good comeback. He was a lot more positive, he was a lot more proactive. Took the fight to the opponent, but yeah, pushed into the ropes on a few occasions. Tokhirov just gives up a little bit in terms of height, but uses those arms to great effect. Still a split verdict. In fact, the second round has been given 3-2 in terms of points, in terms of judges, to Bogdan Tolmakov. So it's 2-1 at the moment. Still hanging in the balance this bout. Tokhirov just slightly ahead. Two judges at 19 apiece, two of them in favor of Tokhirov with 2018, and one of them has 2018 going in favor of Tolmakov. All to play for in the last 3 minutes. Good busy start by both boxers. Nusrat Beg is trying to take the fight to the opposition. Bogdan also landing a couple of punches of his own. Good fury inside the ring at the moment from the two. A sense of purpose which a situation like this can create when both of them know that this match is still very much up for grabs. No point hanging back too much. Might as well go for the jugular. What's been noticeable is that Bogdan has got better results since he stopped looking to officiate the bout himself, trying far too many times to get his opponent in trouble rather than focusing on what he's doing. This time, pushed into the corner, pinned into the corner. Standing count against Bogdan. Goes all the way to 8, but that will count very well for Nusrat Beg Tokhirov. He has the advantage, mind you. He has 2-1 at the moment in his favor, thanks to that outstanding first round that he had with 4-1 judges. For that uppercut was Bogdan, but quick to weave out of the way, Nusrat Bek. Into the last minute. Still anyone's about to take. Tokhirov probably just with his nose ahead thanks to that standing count which he was able to obtain against his opponent. That means that Bogdan has to try and move in for the kill and effect a technical knockout of his own if he can. The after effects of chasing each other around the ring also showing on both men. Now into the last 10 seconds. Tokhirov probably thinks he's done enough. Bogdan might still swing it with a couple of good punches right to finish off. Punch of gloves. Both men look confident, but it's probably gone the way of red. We'll have to wait for the confirmation from the judges. But on the whole, what an entertaining third round it was. Bogdan was the one who came out all guns blazing, but Tokhirov did his cause absolutely no harm by sending a couple of fiery punches which forced the referee to intervene and also take a little standing count for the Ukrainian boxer.
In the red corner, representing Uzbekistan,
Tokhirov gets it.
Nusrat Bek Okirov.
It's a split decision. It's a lot closer than it seemed. But Nusrat Bek Tokhirov, there's no doubting, was the smarter of the two boxers in the ring. So he sets up a semi-final clash against Adam Tutak from Poland. And he assures Uzbekistan of yet another medal at the World Boxing Cup Finals. An intriguing battle started with a little bit of mind games, especially from the Ukrainian Bogdan. But as the bout progressed, Tokhirov just showing his pedigree, former Asian junior champion. Used his reach to good effect, defended well. That left of his a potent weapon. And a couple of times had Bogdan completely rattled with the ferocity of those left punches. Definitely going to be a fascinating battle when he takes on Adam Tutak, who's probably physically imposing as compared to him, but just in terms of his overall movements. And now we move on to the Indian boxer in the fray. In the men's 90 kg category, Naveen Kumar will be up against Bekzat Tangatar of Kazakhstan. The man from Jhajjar in Haryana, not far from where we are in Greater Noida rather. And he'll be banking on what has been some lovely home support for all the Indian boxers in the fray thus far.
Bout number 20, a light man 90 kg. In the red corner, representing India, Naveen Kumar.
They're very well built. Naveen Kumar. Long levers as well, which should stand him in good stead. It'll enable him to mix caution and aggression very well, to keep his opponent at an arm's length, and also to counter punch with vigor.
Representing Kazakhstan, Bekzat Tangatar.
But Bekzat as well will be somebody who will come out with a positive game plan. perhaps just cedes a few inches to his opponent. But nonetheless, will be somebody
Abdul Salama.
that will make
Judge
things quite
1,
difficult.
Bulgaria. Judge 2, Australia. Judge 3, Mongolia. Judge 4, Croatia. Judge 5, Morocco.
Thankless jobs as well for the officials. Just keep rotating between themselves. Somebody assumes the role of the referee. Plays referee from Egypt. Then all the other officials as well getting into position. All four taking, or five of them, just taking spots all around the ring to be able to watch from every possible angle. Quite a fascinating thing to see. Right, here we go. This for a spot in the semi-finals of the men's 90 kg category. Naveen against Begzat. Seconds in, trying to be as positive as possible. The difference in approach evident already. Kazakhstan's Begzat slightly shorter, which is why he's looking to get as close as possible. Naveen using his reach to good effect. Keeps his guard down to try and invite the opponent onto him. Begzat, incidentally, who's got his guard up most of the time. The initial probing going on in these first minute and 20 seconds. Naveen's landed a few punches, but substantial. However, he's probably looking like the more proactive boxer at the moment. Begzat Tangatar will want to sort that out in the remainder, not just of this round, but also the rest of this bout. Low angle shot taken by a camera person, just giving him a great idea in terms of the relative speeds of the two. Kazakh wrestler is moving swiftly, no doubt, but Naveen also doing a great job of just keeping himself as mobile as possible. A moving target, always more difficult to hit. Naveen just seems to be softening up his opponent for a vicious left to come from somewhere. Usually keeps it in a defensive position, but won't be surprised if he moves in swiftly and puts in a good left hook every now and then. First round coming to a close, last 10 seconds, probably been edged by Naveen. But Begzat has also shown his quality, a lot of tenacity. An even contest thus far. Naveen Kumar from India just doing enough, just landing slightly more decisive punches, and it's reflected in the score, which is very close, because out of the 5 judges, 3 of them have called it for Naveen, 2 of them have gone with Begzat Tangatar. So nothing in this as a contest. Two contrasting styles, two contrasting philosophies at play. That's what makes it such an interesting contest. So Morocco and Croatia among the judges, going with the man from Kazakhstan.
Round 2.
Naveen possibly just acknowledging that he needs to be a bit more proactive. It was Begzat doing a lot of the early movements in that previous round. Naveen just looking to probe, get into punching positions early on in the second. Begzat looking to be a lot more cautious, staying away from that long reach of Naveen's in the second round. Has to mix it up with some positivity of his own as well. Doesn't want to get boxed too much into a defensive mindset. And look at Naveen just trying to entice him, keeping his guard down from time to time. That's a good combination of punches, couple of times, which have rattled Begzat. Another round where one would think Naveen has probably just edged it in terms of what he's done, but Begzat also refusing to go away. Really turning into what could be a fascinating third round battle. I would think that it might again be a split verdict. It might just go in Naveen's favor. You never know though. And it's the tiredness as well showing. The bigger the boxers, the more it tends to take out of them, these short 3-minute bursts. Begzat Tangatar showing a lot of spunk in this round, but it's been decisively taken by Naveen. Thanks to some pretty decent right hooks that he was able to essay. Also follow it up with his left. It's been much better defensive work from Naveen, keeping that left glove up for most of the time. He has conceded a few punches, but landed far more against his opponent from Kazakhstan. Quite decisive in the second round. All 5 judges going with Naveen Kumar. So 3-0 at the moment, thanks to a couple of judges whose numbers are split. Simply put, that means that this needs to be a massive reversal in this round. Simply getting it 10-9 for all 5 judges will not do for Begzat. He has to outbox decisively his opponent, in the views of at least one judge, in addition to the other 4. Another standing count won't help Begzat's cause. Naveen, the man from Haryana, has been very smart with the use of his reach. Absolutely picture perfect in terms of how to decisively strategize that against a slightly shorter, slightly stockier opponent. Just keeping him in check, just keeping him away often enough, then moving in when the defenses are down. Also, he's quite swift for a 90 kg category male boxer, standing him in good stead. Just at the halfway mark of this third round, and Naveen continues to break away from his opponent. Keeps him at a good distance. Begzat also tiring visibly. Winner here goes through to the semi-finals of the men's 90 kg category, and also assures their country of a medal. India continue to build seemingly on the good start that they made on day one, with 4 of their boxers, particularly the women, doing exceptionally well. Still landing some good punches. High quality here from Naveen. It has brought in a lot of frustration from Begzat, and that's completely worked to the Indians' advantage. As the bell sounds, it's Naveen who pumps his fist, knowing that he may well have done the job. Started with a split verdict to begin with, but as the match progressed, just grew in confidence. And this third round was a summation of how good he was. Enforced a couple of standing counts against a tiring opponent, kept going, kept attacking, and at the same time kept his defense very solid right the way through. Naveen has really put in a professional performance here for India, and that should see yet another medal assured for the home nation.
The winner on point by unanimous decision in the red corner, representing India.
It is unanimous for Naveen Kumar. And he was so good all the way through. Right from the first round, dominant against a high-quality opponent in Begzat Kangatar, somebody who has been boxing at the highest level for a while for Kazakhstan now, but just never let him settle into any proper rhythm in this match. Great defense, good counters as well, and using all of that height to good effect. Naveen Kumar, the man from Haryana. Pretty much a 100% record for Indians today in the fray. In this afternoon session, we've seen Pawan Barthwal, Sumit, and now Naveen Kumar going through. Fourth and final, quarter-final coming up. It's Isaac Oko of England up against Jung Anuel of South Korea. Isaac Oko, of course, in this particular weight category, did win the silver medal behind Turabek Habib Ulaev of Uzbekistan in the Brazil stage of the World Cup. Don't want to
Bout number 21.
repeat that kind of a performance.
Light
today.
man, 90 kg. In the red corner, representing England, Isaac Oko.
walks in with a fair amount of confidence. Looks like he means business today. No doubt will be wanting to come up with yet another big performance here at the World Cup finals. But this is a tough match for him because he's up against the second seed,
Hanyul Jung.
Jung Hanwell. Powerfully built, strong competitor. But he's also got a lot of lean ability about him. It's going to be a good bout. There's absolutely no doubt about it. It could be a close one. Isaac Oko with good form this year, but Jung Hanwell, without doubt, the one on paper should be favored a little bit.
Judge 1, Iraq. Judge 2, Mexico. Judge 3, Australia. Judge 4, Uganda. Judge 5, Croatia.
Yet another Asia versus Europe clash. Jung Hanwell in blue for South Korea up against Isaac Oko from England in red. And an African official in the middle, Said Musafir from Morocco. Truly a global event, the World Boxing Cup Finals. Coming to you from the Shahid Vijay Singh Pathak Sports Complex in Greater Noida, close to Delhi. Highly on the scorecard, but Oko on his jersey. Just looking to be a little bit circumspect early on. English boxer keeping a slight distance, aware of the Koreans' ability to counterpunch. Of course, the last of the bouts in the afternoon session. Once this is done, we shall come back at 6 p.m. local time, just a little over an hour and a half. Another great set of matches in the evening. Continuing with quarter-final action on day 2 of these World Boxing Cup finals here in Greater Noida. Quick warning to both boxers actually for going to the back of the head far too often. Hanwell is looking to get his opponent into a corner so that he can launch an assault, but as soon as he does that, Oko uses his speed to quickly get himself out of that corner. Bit of a cat and mouse game at the moment between the two. Not too many constructive moves made. More of an illustration of how close it is between these two opponents. Oko clearly enjoying himself, has a smile on his face every now and then. So much a game of mind as well as body. Not sure how the judges will see this. Probably has the makings of something like a split verdict to begin with. Isaac Oko has perfected the art of not doing enough but looking quite busy all the time in this first round. KG start. And you would expect that as the weight categories increase, as the quality between the boxers also comes closer and closer, the gap seems to shorten a bit. Been given 5-0 to Isaac Oko. Probably Jung Manuel just not able to land sufficient punches. Great speed, especially in terms of his footwork from Isaac, the way that he's kept moving out of punching range. Every now and then opened up significant gaps. So all 5 judges giving this particular round to Isaac Oko. Iraq, Mexico, Australia, Uganda, as well as Croatia. Some of those officials were officiating earlier as referees, now as judges. That's typically the way that it happens. There's also a massive technical bench which ratifies some of the decisions. It's a very subjective sport. It's something which is difficult to, in a sense, completely understand and distill, because it's very subjective down to each judge, which is why there are 5 of them. Prevents the occasions of a tie. They have to pull it one way or the other. They can't give it as a draw at any stage. To add to that odd number, there's also the odd number of rounds, 3 rounds of 3 minutes apiece. We're into the second here. Anuel is trying to be as positive as he can. Wonder if this will be called an upset if Isaac Oko pulls this off. We already saw Pawan Bartwal was so good against the second seed Nur Sultan Altin Bek. Pretty much overwhelming his much fancied opponent. So here Isaac Oko is really enjoying himself out in the ring. A persistent smile on his face. Enjoying the mind games with his Korean opponent. Problem for Hanuel has been that he's just not been able to create an offensive opening for himself right through this bout. Isaac has been very smart, very judicious with all his defensive maneuvers, a little bit of mind games as well. Managing this bout perfectly. Coming to the last 30 seconds, round 2. Coming to that stage where Hanuel will have to throw the kitchen sink, if not more, at his opponent. Already looking a little more scrambled in terms of what he needs to do. He's given a couple of good punches there. Quick standing count, but concluded inside the first 2. Could he come back? Could he have made a comeback in the second round? It will be very interesting to see. It certainly finished on a much more positive note for Jung Hanuel. Isaac Oko, as he was in the first round, a lot more cautious. Ducking and weaving out of the way. Using his defense to good effect. And every now and then also coming up with some punches. This has also gone actually decisively Isaac Oko's way. In fact, one of the judges, 2 of the judges in fact, giving it 8. So now a massive advantage for Isaac Oko, which he will probably not cede unless he gets knocked out. Both of the rounds going in favor of the English boxer.
Third and final round.
Anuel has to go on the offensive, and that will leave some defensive frailties, which Isaac will want to exploit. The standing count? No, it's not. Just a little bit of a warning for Oko. But Hanuel has started this third round in a good, positive spirit. He's looking to take the attack to his opponent. He's looking to chase him down. But this is the time to pretty much throw everything that he's got. Isaac has the option here of just closing this bout out. Doesn't need to do anything fancy. Just defend solidly. Try and minimize the errors at your end. That could just force a few from the opponent. Last minute or so coming up. Moment of reckoning for Hanuel. Second seed. Looks like he's on his way out unless he can effect a rather dramatic reversal of fortunes in this bout. Isaac Oko has managed defense and attack so well and continues to do so. Oh, a couple of good punches here from Hanuel. Is that good enough though? He's lost 2 rounds in a row, and a couple of them by quite decisive margins, by 10-8 margins. Just needs something quite massive to tilt the numbers in his favor. Time's running out for him though. Isaac continues to dance, continues to prance away. Just getting his way out of trouble, and it would seem like the English boxer has probably done enough to secure himself a place in the semis and a medal as well. Good bout nonetheless. Cat and mouse all the way through. Some decent punches landed, but Hanuel was a lot more positive in this. However, Isaac Oko's defense has been superior all through this bout, and that is probably something that has seen him through into the last 4 of the men's 90 kg category. Sharing a few smiles with his support staff as well. Been a particularly happy day for the Koreans today. Let's see if that trend continues.
Unanimous decision. In the red corner, representing England, Isaac Coe.
It is Isaac. It's a good performance from him. Overwhelming his opponent in the third round as well, with yet another time, couple of judges giving it 10-8 in his favor. So 30-27, 30-27, 30-24, 30-26 and 30-26. Terrific performance from Isaac Oko as he sets up what will be a lip-smacking semi-final against Naveen Kumar of India, who was so good in his own bout in overwhelming Beksat Tangatar of Kazakhstan. For England's Isaac Oko wins the bout, which also concludes all the quarterfinals in the men's 90 kg category and also concludes this afternoon session. What's coming up? These are the matches, 5 of them. Women's 51 kg, that's what will get things moving. And then you'll have some Indians in action as well. Hitesh Gulia's bout against Sevon Rets Okazawa will be something worth looking forward to. These are the matches coming up in the evening session, with the bouts beginning at 6 p.m. So we'll take a short break for now, and once we are back at 6 p.m, we'll hope that you join us for that evening session of some more exciting bouts from the World Boxing Cup Finals. It's day 2 of action at the World Boxing Cup Finals, Greater Noida 2025. We are coming to you live from the Shaheed Vijay Singh Pathak Sports Complex in Greater Noida. It's overall the third session of matches, and these are the bouts that we have for you. The ones to watch out for in the men's 50 kg category, watch out for that bout between Nurzat Ongarov and Mandengam Jadumani Singh of India. There's also a heavyweight, not literally, but otherwise a heavyweight clash between Munnabek Sebek Ulu and his opponent. And also Hitesh Gulia will be in action in the 70 kgs, bout number 27. It's going to be quite an exciting day. In fact, the Indian boxers have done exceedingly well across the first 2 days of competition. And on the opening day, it was set rolling by the women's 48 kg winner. It was an outstanding performance from Meenakshi Huda, and she spoke to us after her victory.
मैं अपने देशवासियों को जी थैंक यू बोलना चाहूँगी सभी को कि उन्होंने मेरे को इतना सपोर्ट किया और मैं इतनी मोटिवेटेड थी कि इतना क्राउड था मेरी बाउट में। मतलब मेरा पंच लग रहा था, साथ में मतलब चिल्लाने की आवाज़ आ रही थी, इंडिया इंडिया इंडिया, तो मेरे को काफ़ी अच्छा लग रहा था। मैं काफ़ी मतलब मोटिवेटेड थी कि ये कंपटीशन इंडिया में हो रहा है, और मतलब मैं एक्साइटेड भी थी कि मतलब मेरी कंपटीशन की फर्स्ट बाउट थी और मैंने मतलब कि अच्छा किया। मेरा यही था कि मैं अच्छा करूं और मेडल जीत के आऊँ। मेरे बेसिक कोच भी आए थे विजय हुड्डा, और मेरी एकेडमी से भी बहुत सारे प्लेयर्स आए थे, वो भी मेरी हुटिंग कर रहे थे, तो मेरे को काफ़ी मैं मोटिवेटेड हो रही थी और मैं अच्छा किया। अभी तो ये जो वर्ल्ड कप है इसी में मेरा ये है कि मैं यहाँ से गोल्ड लेके जाऊँ, देश का नाम रोशन करूँ। थैंक यू।
Yeah, all the boxers from Haryana doing very well, but we are about to begin with the first of the bouts of this evening. It's the women's 51 kg category. It's a quarter-final. It's Yaroslava Marinchuk of Ukraine, and she's going to take on Hua Yihuan of Taipei. Marinchuk from Ukraine, European Championship and World Championship competitor. And she will be looking to make an impression in this particular game. She was part of the World Championship where she lost in the round of 32. And in the same competition, her opponent today, girl from Taipei, she went all the way to the quarterfinals, losing out to Kazakhstan in the process. Just going through those last minute routines, visualizations, so important for any sport, manifesting things as much as possible. This will be followed by a clutch of men's events, 50 kgs category, 3 of those quarterfinals. Then there's one in the 60 kg category, then 70 kg, 3 bouts or 4 bouts, all for quarterfinals. And then, of course, we'll also have an 85 kg men's quarterfinal round off the day's action, second day's action. Can't be helpful for Marinchuk either. Just this little delay with the officials not ready yet. Winner of this bout will go and take on Kazakhstan's Zanshaya Rahimbedi. That will be their semi-final bout. But of course, an entry into the semi-final will also mean automatic medal.
Ladies and gentlemen, session number 3 will commence in couple of minutes.
Okay, let's take a short break and come back with the action.
Power. It's not just strength, it's creation. At Chirapal, every vertical pushes limits. Every idea punches harder. From factories that never stop, to fighters who never quit. We share one heartbeat, the spirit of champions. 50+ years of passion, precision, performance. Chirapal Group is proud to be the official partner of the World Boxing Cup Finals 2025.
Yes, back again for the evening session of the second day of action at the World Boxing Cup Finals here in Greater Noida 2025. Final day of action to come on the 20th of November, Thursday. Another one who did win his match earlier today was Naveen Kumar. Let's see what he had to say.
हमारी बहुत अच्छी तैयारी है। पिछले 1.5 महीने से हम इसी कंपटीशन के लिए लगातार तैयारी कर रहे हैं। कजाकिस्तान के अच्छे बॉक्सर आते हैं, लेकिन हमने बहुत अच्छी प्रिपरेशन कर रखी है। हम तैयार हैं फाइट के लिए। हरियाणा से स्पेशल यहाँ पे लोग सपोर्ट करने के लिए आए हैं, तो हम उनके लिए जान लगा देंगे। बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है जी। 1 साल बाद इंटरनेशनल कंपटीशन खेल रहे हैं और जीत से फिर से आगाज किया है। बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है। कजाक के बॉक्सर के साथ थे, कजाक के अच्छे बॉक्सर होते हैं। हमने पहले कोचेज ने मिलकर जो स्ट्रेटेजी तैयार की थी, हमारे अपोनेंट की वीडियोस देखी थी, तो कोचेज ने फिर उस हिसाब से मेरे को तैयार किया, फिर उस हिसाब से स्ट्रेटेजी बनाई, उस हिसाब से खेली।
And interestingly, both Meenakshi as well as Naveen talking about the fact that there's been some great support. Let's just remind you of the bouts to come. There are some good ones. Asylbek Jalilov against Yoon Tae-gun is going to be a massive one. Jakub Slominski is also a massive boxer, and he's going to take on Omar Izaz, who also had a bronze medal. A young man who's just starting off in his boxing career. And in the second part of those matches, Hitesh is the one to watch out for because he's up against Devon Okazawa. Very interesting character. Born to a Ghanaian father and a Japanese mother. Somebody who's really done extremely well in his short career. And it'll finish with a match between Yasurbek Yuldoshev and Lachlan Lawson of Australia. We'll take a short break and we'll have the first bout on the other side of it.
Power. It's not just strength, it's creation. At Chirapal, every vertical pushes limits. Every idea punches harder. From factories that never stop, to fighters who never quit. We share one heartbeat, the spirit of champions. 50+ years of passion, precision, performance. Chirapal Group is proud to be the official partner of the World Boxing Cup Finals 2025.
Looking forward to the first bout of this evening session. Morning, which was quite well dominated by the Indian contingent. Yaroslava Marinchuk of Ukraine up against Hua Chuan of Chinese Taipei. Be the first bout of the evening session. The women's 51 kg quarterfinal with the winner set to take up Zanshaya Rahimbedi of Kazakhstan. beautiful area this Shaheed Vijay Singh Pathak Sports Complex. My first time here, and a lot of great facilities around the place. There's a beautiful tennis court just around the corner. Massive cricket ground, massive football ground as well. Memory serves me right, did play one cricket match about years back. Back then this area was just about developing. So the officials have taken their places, and now we should be ready any moment for the two boxers to come out for the first bout.
Ukraine, Marichok Yaroslava.
Yaroslava Marinchuk. Somebody who's represented Ukraine at the European Championships as well as the World Championships. This is a massive moment for her in the Boxing World Cup finals. A chance to come up with a massive performance for her team. And she's up against a formidable foe as well. World Championship quarterfinalist
Chinese Taipei.
Guo Yishuan from Chinese Taipei. This, of course, is the second lightest category for the women. They begin at 45 to 48 and then 48 to 51 kg category. That's exactly the one that we are about to witness. Short in stature, but packing quite a punch.
Just 2, Bulgaria. Just 3, Morocco. Just 4, Australia. Just 5, India.
Not much in terms of a stature difference between the two boxers, which is why this will probably be a neck-and-neck battle. Early advantage could be decisive. Whichever boxer does pull away with a advantage, if possible, in the first round, will probably have that little bit of an edge going out further up. Referee is from Egypt. The other judges from all across the world, pretty much: Croatia, Bulgaria, Morocco, Australia, as well as India. All set to get things moving in this evening session, day 2 of the World Boxing Cup Finals at Greater Noida 2025. Quick off the blocks, Marinchuk looking to put a little bit of pressure. Definitely looking to be the offender. Landed a couple of decent punches, but the Taipei boxer also seems to have a great counter punch. Just a little bit of a height difference. One expects Marinchuk to probably shade her opponent by an inch or two. Especially in these light weight categories, that isn't so much of an advantage. If anything, it can sometimes work to your detriment, because the shorter boxers tend to be faster, tend to have that massive ability to surprise you with their pace. Guo Yishuan so far has made a positive start of her own. It's quite even to call inside the first minute. Battering of support for the Taipei boxer with her compatriots just cheering on from the sidelines. And every time she connects, there's a roar of approval from them. Good defensive boxing so far from Guo. Catching Marinchuk by surprise. Mostly been defense focused, but every time she's got an opportunity, got an opening, she has tried to counter punch. Has made it quite effective. Good connections made by Marinchuk this time as well. First round certainly hotting up a bit. Go Yishuan comes from a slight height disadvantage, but she uses it beautifully. Just reaching out with those arms of hers and catching Marinchuk with a few punches. Wonder how the judges will see it, but it seems like the boxer in blue has made a more positive start. And as this bout progresses, you'll see a little bit more urgency, a little bit more frustration perhaps from Marinchuk. Connecting with the left hook. Another left connected. It's a good opening round for the Taipei boxer. Guo Yishuan. Defensive to begin with, but dealt with everything that was thrown at her by Marinchuk. Then counterpunched with a few good blows of her own. Especially that left of hers has been quite effective right through this first round. Good competitive, competent performance. And it's reflected in the scores as well. All 5 judges going in favor of Guo Yishuan from Chinese Taipei. Something spectacular needed here from Yaroslava Marinchuk.
Second serve. Round 2.
Here we go. The Ukrainian in red has to come out punching. Has to take the fight to her opponent here. Yet again, she's got her opponent reeling. Although that last blow probably just coming when the back had been turned. This is another positive start from Guo Yishuan. Some issues with the headgear needs to be sorted out. Would of course mean that the clock would naturally stop, so there'll be some time added from what you're seeing. Probably about a 20-25 minute stoppage. Now we are back. Guo Yishuan is mesmerizing her opponent with some quick footwork. Oh, this time though, that blow has taken the helmet off. Will mean another stoppage. Yep, clearly something wrong with that equipment. First put on that little bandana to keep all the hair in place. Marinchuk fighting against what was a first round which was lost by her, and that's why she's trying to make up for it with some urgency in this round. And it has shown in some more positive play from her, some good punches thrown in. Is she doing enough? Is she doing enough to tilt the judges in her favor? If we get a 5-0 in her favor, then that will set it up beautifully for the third and final round. Guo Yishuan has the helmet back in place. This is what happened. Couple of good punches. And now she's come out punching. Sometimes those breaks in play can work in your favor, but that's a good response from Marinchuk as well. we were discussing, if this second round does go Marinchuk's way, especially by an identical margin, then it sets us up for a grandstand finish. We've had a few great bouts as well already today. One which springs to mind, of course, was in the first session. The one between Adam Tutak of Poland and Amar Abdul-Jabbar of Germany. Where Abdul-Jabbar made a fine comeback into the second round, and that's what made for a great finish in the third. Something similar could happen here. Marinchuk looking to take the attack to Guo, but Guo Yishuan using her footwork to good effect, staying as far away from her opponent's punches as possible. Got that deceptive left, which has always posed a few problems for the Ukrainian. This has been a much more even contest, but now Guo Yishuan about growing in confidence, getting some shots in. If she pulls away to a 2-zip lead, then it could make things quite difficult for Marinchuk, because it does seem like these two boxers are quite evenly matched. And just getting a knockout will probably become quite a difficult task. Into the last few seconds, almost landing an important punch. And as they're separated, it does seem like Marinchuk is worse for the wear. Taken quite a pummeling, especially to her nose in the last few seconds. A couple of punches which were right on the money from Guo Yishuan. So a round which began well for Marinchuk, but it has ended much better for the Chinese Taipei boxer. And that has meant that yet again, for a second round in a row, all 5 judges have gone in favor of Guo Yishuan, who now has a sizable advantage, 20-18 across all 5 judges. Something drastic, dramatic needed in the third and final round from Yaroslava Marinchuk of Ukraine. It can happen, of course. She is growing in confidence. We get to see the first knockout of the night. That's well, good punch. Sizable enough. Start a standing count. Suddenly, Guo Yishuan also realizes the urgency of the situation and is trying to counter punch in her own style. To begin with, good defense. He's able to keep that going, then it will make things quite difficult for Marinchuk as time slips by as well. There will be that desperation, there will be that eagerness. She will leave her guard down on a few occasions. That's where Guo Yishuan can try and capitalize. Both women visibly tired as well. Been an exacting little bout. A lot of movement from both of them. Guo Yishuan, who started well in this third round as well, landed the more decisive punches thus far. Good work from the Taipei boxer. Marinchuk physically flagging, but her spirits are still willing her on, looking to mount a final assault. But Guo Yishuan is playing this very smartly. Every little opening she gets, she just gets a little bit of distance between herself and the Ukrainian boxer. Also landing a couple of punches which enforce a little stoppage in play. Time earned, a little bit of energy earned in the process as well. He's playing this to perfection is Guo Yishuan, the World Championship quarterfinalist. Seems to be getting into a very good position for herself. Just the last few seconds. She seems quite confident. She seems jubilant as well. Guo Yishuan has been the more impressive of the two boxers. And she continued with that momentum in the third round as well. We expected maybe she might just drop her guard a bit, focus more on defense. But she mixed it up with some quick movements and some decisive counter punches as well. Definitely the more impressive blows coming in from the boxer in blue. So in this combat between Asia and Europe, it's Taipei who have ended up seemingly the victors and probably
Result of the
by
bout number
unanimous
22.
verdict.
The winner on point by unanimous point decision in the blue corner, representing Chinese Taipei.
Quite comfortable in the end. Guo Yishuan wins this and goes through for a meeting with the Kazakh boxer. And she's got the celebrations to match. Good performance, very professional. The way that she kept going. Lost her protective headgear at one stage. Then she kept coming back. And especially the third round in particular was quite impressive the way that she fought. And Guo Yishuan. Asilbek Jalilov of Uzbekistan against Yoon Tae-gun of Korea. But this men's 50 kg category match has been declared a walkover for Asilbek Jalilov of Uzbekistan. Let's take a short break and come back with the next bout.
Power. It's not just strength, it's creation. At Chirapal, every vertical pushes limits. Every idea punches harder. From factories that never stop to fighters who never quit. We share one heartbeat, the spirit of champions. 50+ years of passion, precision, performance. Chirapal Group is proud to be the official partner of the World Boxing Cup Finals 2025.
Ready now for the next bout. It's a men's 50 kg quarterfinal. Jakub Sluminski of Poland, and he's up against Omar Izaz of Australia. Jakub Sluminski was a medalist at one of the World Cup stages early on in this year. In fact, a joint bronze alongside Jadoo Mani Singh of India at the World Cup stage 1 in Brazil. Very experienced Polish boxer, 29 years of age. And he's going to take on an opponent who's in his early 20s from Melbourne, Victoria.
Representing Australia, Omar Izaz.
Omar Izaz, young man, full of potential, full of spunk. And he's looking to make a big bid here. Picked up a bronze in Kazakhstan and also made the round of 16 at the World Championships in Liverpool this year. Somebody who's docked off as a massive prospect
Mexico,
for Australia in the time to come.
Uganda, just 3, Uzbekistan, just 4, Costa Rica, just 5, Fiji.
A referee from Taipei inside the ring. So this is, of course, the lower portion of the draw. The winner of this match will then face the winner of the next game, which features the second seed from India, Jadu Mani Singh, also the world number 5 in terms of ranking in this particular category in the men's competition. Omar Izaz, lanky and tall, and will want to use that reach against Slominski. Experienced Polish boxer, will also try and use all of that wealth of experience that he has to come up with his entire strategy. It's a good start from Slominski. He does concede a bit of a height difference, but he's making up for it with some solid defense of his own. Putting his gloves very close to his face. Then just looking to come back whenever there's an opportunity to attack his opponent who's a little on the defensive. Be a bruising contrast of styles. Flamboyant youth of Omar against the calculative Slominski from Poland. Omar hasn't yet been able to land something substantial. But he does have that long reach advantage. To now be devising his plan around that. Keeping himself as far away from Slominski as possible. That also helps him prevent his opponent from landing punches. Then he can keep jabbing away every now and then with both rights and lefts. Not a big contingent, the Australian one. We'll see one more Australian male boxer by the end of today, the last bout of today. Sent him sprawling onto the ground. Got a stern word from the Taipei referee. This is simmering along rather nicely as a bout, and it's tough to call it at the moment because Omar Izaz has made a good comeback into this. It seemed like it was all Slominski to begin with, but he's just gotten under the Polish boxer's skin in recent moments in this first round. Oh, this time it's Omar Izaz who's down for the count. Not quite. Eventful first round. Both boxers taking a tumble apiece. Some decent punches landed. Slominski, with his experience starting better, seemed to have taken Omar by surprise with a few of his shots. But then the youngster coming back, using that long height. Substantial difference in terms of their height, and that reach used pretty well. In fact, it is Omar Izaz has impressed more of the judges. Only one of the judges, one from Uzbekistan, has given it in favor of Slominski. Otherwise, it's all Omar Izaz, 4-1.
Second round. Round 2.
I will tell you this, that this is far from over. Slominski has the experience, he has the ability to come back into it. Just getting a little desperate at the moment. Has to keep his wits about him. There's still a long way to go in this bout. Close to 3 minutes of the second round and a third round to come. He can wear his opponent down. He can come back to some more technical boxing. Beginning to resemble a wrestling bout at times. In fact, our two camera persons there by the ringside are probably at most at risk. The two boxers just flying about a bit. What Umar does very smartly is every now and then just moves himself completely out of any sort of contention for contact for his opponent. This time he's got a little bit of a stern talking to. It's an official warning, it seems. Just have to watch out for grabbing his opponent as merrily as he's been doing. Now, coming up to the halfway mark of the second round, still tough to say who has been a bit more decisive, but Slovinsky has the chance. It was Omar Izaz who was getting under his skin in the first round. It seems to have been just a case of role reversal here, because Omar Izaz just making a few errors in terms of what he needs to be doing. Yet again, a little grab between the two. Just need to clean up their acts, both of them. What you don't want is to be penalized and to end up losing the bout. Yet again, just getting behind Omar and then getting the punch in. Will be very interesting to see how the judges have seen this one, because it's looked a lot more even. There have probably been a few more errors in terms of indiscipline made by Omar Izaz. Also just frustrating Slovinsky a fair amount. Last 10 seconds, just looking for that uppercut. Has Slovinsky done enough here? Has he made a comeback into this? Certainly was a lot more proactive than he seemed to be in the first round. Landed a few decent blows, but Omar Izaz continued to infuriate him with a lot of movements all around. And in fact, both boxers getting into a few clench positions where the referee just had to come in and make sure that they got themselves separated. But this second round has also seemingly done enough for Omar Izaz, who's now in a very good advantageous position, although he's had one official warning. But apart from that, things have gone his way. All 5 judges ruling this in his favor. So the two bronze medalists of different stages of the World Cup coming together at the World Boxing Cup finals. Only one of them will qualify through and assure themselves of at least a bronze medal. The very competitive category, the 50 kilogram for men. India's Jadumani Singh among the top contenders as the second seed. Will be in action next. Going to be a great bout as well. He takes on Nurzat Ongasev. Now, what tactic does Omar Izaz apply here? Not afford to be too negative. He's already had one warning. Want to rack those up and end up conceding the bout. But what he wants to do is continue to frustrate Slovinsky. Won the first 2 rounds. All he needs is just a decent enough favorable result from at least 3 of the judges. If nothing substantial happens, then he will walk out a victor in this quarterfinal. Tactical victory has been that he's just not allowed Slovinsky to get any kind of rhythm into his boxing today. Every time he looks like he's piecing together a couple of decent enough maneuvers, then this happens. It is such an important part of the sport as well. To realize that in those 3 minutes, as much time as possible can be taken out, especially when you're leading in a bout. And it just helps you further run the clock down, as well as frustrate your opponent and extract some more unforced errors from them, as has happened on a few occasions today with Slominski. Putting a few punches together, but it seems too little too late. Defending well is Omar. And it does look like the young gun is about to steal a march. Into the last 10 seconds. Kaminsky knows he needs to do something quite desperate here. But it does seem that Omar has perhaps defended his way out of this. A little bit of a tricky situation to finish. But Omar Rizaz seems to be the one taking the congratulations from his opposing numbers quarter as well. Corner rather. Kaminsky getting some good punches in. But Omar Rizaz just about defending well enough. Evading some of those punches thrown in by Slominski and throwing in some of his own. It'll probably not be a unanimous verdict, but it does seem like it will go in favor of the man from Melbourne. Slominski looks quite confident as well. Or maybe just a bit of frustration at that. Not quite being able to execute his game plan as he would have hoped for. This for a place in the semi-finals. Is it Omar Rizaz or is it Jakub Slominski? Few deliberations still on. Like it's closer than we initially thought. Tallying up those numbers, anxious moments for both boxers. Omar had a significant advantage going into that final round, but has he done enough?
Result of the bout number 24. The winner on point by split decision in the blue corner, representing
Split decision.
Australia.
Dramatic.
Omar Rizaz.
But Omar Rizaz has done enough. Those first 2 rounds no doubt helping him. And Slominski, for a brief while, thought that he was in with a chance. But it wasn't to be, alas. A good third round performance though from the Polish boxer. Counter punching well, taking the attack to the youngster. But Rizaz playing a smart game. Omar Rizaz of Australia through to the semi-finals, also assuring himself as well as his team. Coming up soon, Nurzat Ongarov of Kazakhstan against Jadumani Singh of India. This bout on the other side of a short break.
Power. It's not just strength, it's creation. At Chirapal, every vertical pushes limits. Every idea punches harder. From factories that never stop, to fighters who never quit. We share one heartbeat, the spirit of champions. 50+ years of passion, precision, performance. Chirapal Group is proud to be the official partner of the World Boxing Cup Finals 2025.
Nurzat Ongarov of Kazakhstan, and up against him, Jadumani Singh.
Ongarov Nurzat.
The right corner first. The man from Kazakhstan coming out. The last of the quarterfinals in the men's 50 kg category. Nurzat Ongarov, if he may not have such a spectacular CV himself, but he does belong to a country which has made some terrific strides in recent years. One of the powerhouses, not just in Asia, but also in the world.
India, Magdengbam Jadumani Singh.
Some cheers, some noise from the crowd. Jadumani, one of the rising stars. 21-year-old. World Championship quarterfinalist. And of course, somebody who won bronze at the World Cup stage in Brazil. The gold went to Uzbekistan and silver had gone to France. Jadumani Singh. There's magic in that name, of course. Very swift mover, and that's something that he'll be looking to take a full advantage of. The winner of this bout will go and meet the young man that we just saw prevail, Omar Azaz, in a split decision against Jakub Slominski of Poland. Is it going to be India, Australia, or will it be somebody from Kazakhstan spoiling the party of the home nation? Similar build, similar height. Nothing much to choose between the two. If anything, Ongarov probably just a little bit longer levers. At Jadumani and his speed that he's begun this bout with. Early indication of how he's going to line himself up. Staying a little open towards his right side, so wants to bring that left hook into play every now and then. As in a lot of sport and boxing as well, it's so much of what you don't want your opponent to do. And that's something that Ongarov has to try and prevent. Doesn't want to allow Jadumani too many opportunities to get that left hook flying in. Might just get a little bit of a talking to this time. Some fists of fury coming in from Jadumani. Definitely keen on taking the attack to Ongarov. He's also defending exceptionally well thus far. Really taking the fight to the opponent here. Certainly the aggressor for most of this first round. A little over 2 minutes lapsed. 9 minutes of boxing in all, split across 3 rounds. Just the way that he fashions himself up. He's always looking for that opening with the left, and he's scored a few. Can he get enough whippage on one of these shots to force a standing count? Definitely getting into that kind of position. Ongarov finding it difficult to deal with the relentless fury, relentless pace which is being generated by Jadumani. A thrill a minute, a punch a second. Excellent first round, and it won't be surprising at all if it's an overwhelming verdict in favor of Jadumani Singh at the moment. Ongarov from Kazakhstan has been looking to try and stay with him, but Jadumani Singh has just been that much more proactive in throwing punches, taking his opponent right into the corners, pinning him down by the ropes, then throwing that left of his, which has put a lot of pressure on Ongarov. And you probably just heard a little bit of a cheer from the spectators, because on the giant screen the scores were flashed. And the scores, they tell their own story. Mandingam Jadumani Singh is the man with the advantage. All 5 judges going in his favor for the first round. This examination for an Indian boxer yet to come when Hitesh Gulia takes to the ring. For the moment, it's all about Jadumani Singh. Now, a positive start by Ongarov. Tries to get a couple of punches going, but he's just finding it very difficult. And he's also got these quick movements, ducks and weaves, low center of gravity, can attack from various positions. Ongarov is just finding it very difficult to fashion a decisive enough defense against his opponent. Yet again, a good sequence of punches. Past the minute mark in the second round, and Jadumani Singh continues to be the aggressor. Ongarov started brightly in the second round, but since the homeboy, the man from Manipur, has been coming back right at it. Great illustration as well as the spread of boxing. We've seen a lot of boxers from Haryana, but here we have another nursery of Indian boxing. Manipur, of course, has produced players of immense credentials across the international stage. And the latest star on the horizon, Jadumani Singh. Really looking very energetic, very frenetic, even in the second round. More than anything else, what will be of interest will be to see how he approaches the third round. Won't be surprised if he tries to keep up with this kind of attacking intent. Keeps pinning Ongarov into corners, keeps pushing him right against the ropes. Especially in lighter weight categories, it can be the most difficult place to be, because your own momentum often carries you into the path of punches blown or thrown by the opponent. Very difficult to defend against somebody who's come out with as much attacking intent as Singh from India. Mandingam Jadumani Singh, much like a famous boxer once said, he is floating like a butterfly and he's stinging like a bee. It's taken a lot out of him, but he has been exceptional in the way that he's attacked his opponent. Ongarov has felt the full brunt of a number of these punches. It's been superb work. And although one of the judges has disagreed and has reversed the verdict from what was given in the first round, but the other 4 judges continue to be with the Indian boxer. So it stays 4-0 in Jadumani Singh's favor. just the Croatian, or rather Costa Rican, has at the moment changed their decision in terms of where they see this bout going. But lots to do for Ungarov. The worrying thing for him, it looks like Jadumani has still a lot of energy up his reserves. Ungarov just trying to be a little more aggressive to start this third round. He has no other option, has to try and possibly go for the knockout. The numerical difference might just be a bit too much for him to overcome. And it's a good test as well for Jadumani Singh. That when faced with an aggressive opponent, how well does he defend? Does he just counter punch as he's looked to do in the early stages of the third round? Lands a good left. That left of his is something that looks like Omar Izaz will need to watch out for in the semi-finals. Two young guns, one from India, one from Australia. That's going to be a fabulous matchup, but yes, about a minute and 40 to go in this. Ungarov can spoil those plans. What's been creditable is that there's been no drop in energy here from Singh. He's still looking to take the attack to the opponent. A little bit more cautious, perhaps a little bit more defensive from time to time, but that's understandable. He's protecting that substantial lead. Doesn't want to leave himself open to a big punch. Into the last minute. It's been good work. He keeps Ungarov guessing, he keeps Ungarov moving, which will only add to a depletion of energy reserves for the Kazakh. Almost as if Jadumani Singh has pretty much orchestrated this entire bout. He has had Ungarov moving more or less at his mercy. He's had his opponent jumping all over the place, while he himself has occupied the center of the ring and just moved around and punched his way into an advantageous position. Perfect illustration of that in that shot. And now pretty much into the last 10 seconds. It looks like Jadumani Singh is going to ensure yet another medal for the home nation, India, at these World Cup finals in Greater Noida. Ungarov threw everything he had at his opponent. It's a great show of respect from two outstanding boxers. But Jadumani Singh was so proficient and was so professional right through this bout. Even with the clear advantage, kept going in that third round. And one won't be surprised if this is a unanimous verdict in his favor in the end. Just a lot of effort, a lot of energy, but a lot of very constructive and well-directed energy right through the ring from India's Jadumani Singh.
In the blue corner, representing India.
Unanimous verdict as well. Mandengam Jadumani Singh weaves his magic to make his way into the semi-finals and give India yet another assured medal. And it's going to be a great matchup against Omar Izaz. This is how that bout played out. Almost all of it saw a lot of great attacking intent from Jadumani Singh and always kept Ungarov on the back foot. Much to the pleasure of the Indian contingent, not just in the coaching staff but also at the stadium here at the Shaheed Vijay Singh Pathak Sports Complex. So another win for India, another semi-finals place. And we'll take a short break and come back with the next bout.
Power. It's not just strength, it's creation. At Chirapal, every vertical pushes limits. Every idea punches harder. From factories that never stop, to fighters who never quit. We share one heartbeat, the spirit of champions. 50+ years of passion, precision, performance. Chirapal Group is proud to be the official partner of the World Boxing Cup Finals 2025.
Munarbek Seyitbek Ulu of Kyrgyzstan up against Pavel Brak of Poland. This is a massive, massive bout in the men's 60 kg category. It's because both of them come in with a lot of impressive numbers behind them.
In the red corner, representing Kazakhstan, Seyitbek Ulu Munarbek.
Munarbek Seyitbek Ulu from Kyrgyzstan, yet another Central Asian republic with a proud tradition, a former Soviet republic, good at combat sports, good particularly wrestling, but also at boxing. That's what Seyitbek Ulu will be looking to capitalize on. But he's up against a fairly formidable opponent.
Poland by Pavel.
Pavel Brak picked up a silver in this category. That was during the Brazil World Cup earlier this year. Loads and loads of experience. And he also has a decent record in terms of his performances at the Olympics as well as World Championships.
From Australia, Red Stephen John, judge number 1. From Mongolia, judge number 2. From Morocco, judge number 3. From Uganda, judge number 4. Croatia, judge number 5. From Guatemala.
Going to be a fascinating bout. Probably be a contrast in styles as well. One from Kyrgyz Republic, the other one from Poland. You'll probably see a little bit more calculative boxing from the boxer from Poland, just as we saw in a few of the matches earlier today. But Munarbek, when he gets going, he is the kind of boxer who could make Brak pay as well. Bit of a cagey beginning. So far, the 3 bouts which have happened in the evening session, of course one was a walkover, but the other 3 which were completed, 2 of them won by the boxer wearing blue. Maybe a little bit of a superstition that Pavel Brak may have noticed or will take a lot of hope from. Been more of a reconnaissance mission. First minute and 30 seconds or so of this bout. Significant action unleashed by either boxer, just trying to gauge each other's game plan out. Brak probably looking to be the aggressor a bit more, but Munarbek standing his ground pretty much, boxing from the center of the ring as much as possible. Doesn't want to get boxed into a corner. Again, not much of a difference in terms of the build or the height. Slightly taller, perhaps, Brock. Still quite solid from both boxers. Now the judges will see this. The occasions that early advantage can be quite decisive in a lot of these bouts. We haven't seen a single knockout yet today. This bout definitely doesn't have the makings of something which could head towards a knockout, simply because there's a lot of caution at work in this first round. One of them, I suspect, will have to just step up a gear, especially if they end up losing the first. Brock looking to finish the way that he started. Bit more positivity from him, but it's been good defensive work as well from his opponent Munarbek. Expected a contrast in styles, and we have seen that pretty much all the way through. Pavel Brock trying to start with more positivity. Been a warning which has been handed out to Pavel. Numbers have gone in favor of Seitbek Olu. Munarbek has just been a little bit smarter in terms of what he's done around the ring. But Brock knows that he's not far behind.
Round 2.
He would want to win this second round decisively and try and take this really down to the wire in the third round. Good aggression. Pavel starts well, lands a few good punches. Has Munarbek pegged into the corner a couple of times already. That's all that he's got to do here. Try and keep pushing away. Munarbek coming back the last few moments in the second round, just looking to be the aggressor. Put a little seed of doubt into Brock's mind. Looking for that momentum shift here, Pavel Brock, every now and then. Spurt of energy where he tries and goes for the punches, but it's been good defensive work as well from Munarbek, using all his experience, the man from Kyrgyzstan. Out with his guard down. That brings both defense and counter-attack into equation. He's utilized that quite well for himself. Next bout, you don't want to miss that. Devon Okazawa of Japan against Hitesh Gulia of India. But for the moment, we're coming in towards the last 10 seconds. I think Munarbek has done enough here to maintain that kind of advantage. Pavel Brak a lot more positive, a lot more proactive in this round. Landed a few good punches. But Munarbek was outstanding in his defense, outstanding in the way that he kept evading his opponent, and also landed a few good counters of his own. With the result that barring one of the judges, everybody else has pretty much gone with him. With still a decisive advantage for Seitbek Ulu Munarbek from Kyrgyz Republic. Near perfection in terms of numbers.
Seconds out.
This is where Pavel Brak has to go for broke. To be fair, that's what he's been trying. He has been trying to land that one big punch. Very good defensive boxing from Munarbek, also frustrating his opponent quite a bit. I thought it would be tactical and cagey from Brak, but it's actually been from the other end. Man in red. Oh, but he's now had a couple of strong punches, albeit one of them to the back of his head. Big word of caution. Already had one official warning from the referee. Opposing figure lurking in the background. Getting a little desperate here from Pavel. Also just got a little split near his left eye. That's a sign that Munarbek has not only defended well, but he's also counter-attacked quite effectively. Right through this bout. They say it's not always about working hard, it's also so much about working smart, and this has been smart work all the way through in this bout by Munarbek. Seitbek Ulu of Kyrgyz Republic. Running out of time, running out of opportunities, also seemingly running out of energy now, Pavel Brak. In a game effort, especially in that second round, he tried his very best. Hit those openings which he desperately needed. It's been just as good defensively at the other end from Munarbek Seitbek Ulu. Into the last 30 seconds now. Unless Brak can pull something quite special out of his armory. That smile from Munarbek tells it all. He knows exactly how well he has managed this bout. Looking at a potential semi-final finish at worst for both himself and for Kyrgyzstan. Yeah, that should do. Good sporting spirit between the two right at the end. But certainly stuck to his guns and played a good defensive game all the way through. Munarbek ultimately frustrated Pavel Brak to a great extent. Some decent punches thrown in, but also some taken in this third round. That just summed up the entire performance. Pavel was chasing the game for most of it. While Munarbek, once he had established a lead, he knew exactly what had worked and he stuck to it. Didn't try to do anything different from that all the way through.
The winner on point by In the red corner, representing Kyrgyzstan,
Munarbek Saidbekoglu, the winner of this match. Some smart work from him all the way through. Good defending. And with Powell trying everything possible to try and rattle him. All he did was just bided his time. Didn't mind being on the back foot for most of this. Did it quite effectively and closed it out quite comfortably in the end. Saidbekoglu goes through to the semi-finals and brings up an assured medal for Kyrgyzstan as well. Big bout coming up, but before that we'll take a short break.
Power. It's not just strength, it's creation. At Chirapal, every vertical pushes limits. Every idea punches harder. From factories that never stop, to fighters who never quit. We share one heartbeat, the spirit of champions. 50+ years of passion, precision, performance. Chirapal Group is proud to be the official partner of the World Boxing Cup Finals 2025.
Here we go. 7 Okazawa. And up against him from India, Hitesh Gulia. This is going to be a good match.
70 kgs weight category. In the red corner, representing Japan, Okazawa Siwon.
Hitesh has had a couple of World Cup medals this year, including gold, which he picked up in this category at the stage in Brazil. But we are seeing Sevonret's Quincy Mensah Okazawa. Ghanaian father, Japanese mother, and somebody with an outstanding CV as it is. Silver in the 2025 World Championships in Liverpool. Also been an Asian Games champion in 2022. And he's going to be quite a handful for Hitesh. But Hitesh has got a nervous but proud smile on his face. And why wouldn't he? Because this is his home turf. Comes from Jhajjar in Haryana. And he'll be looking to make an impression. In addition to that gold in Brazil, he also picked up silver behind Kayan Ruiz of Brazil in the second stage in Astana in Kazakhstan. The two boxers in red hot form, but the Japanese boxer no doubt the man to beat in this particular category.
Judge 1 from Egypt, Judge 2 from Korea, Judge 3 from Uganda, Judge 4 from Mongolia, Judge 5 from Croatia.
Going to be a tough test for Hitesh. But so far, the Indian boxers in action have used this little home advantage so well. Referee from Costa Rica making herself absolutely clear in terms of what she expects from the two boxers. Okazawa seems to have a bit of an unpredictable, flamboyant style. And much like we saw Jadoo Mani Singh, he's somebody who's poised to use that left as effectively as possible. Hitesh will have to mix as much of caution with aggression as possible. If he looks to be over-aggressive, then he'll also leave himself susceptible to a lot of counter punches from this pedigreed Japanese boxer in front of him. Great matchup though. First to the quarterfinals in the men's 70 kg category. Crowd willing him on. Massive wingspan for both men. Good built as well. If you see both of them using their footwork quite effectively in these early exchanges. And neither able to establish a supremacy yet. Very much a battle of equals at the moment. One of them will have to draw first blood. Of course, one of them will win the first round. Quick verbal warning for Okazawa for getting the back of the head of Hitesh on a couple of occasions. Interesting. It seemed like Hitesh got those punches in, but it was Okazawa smiling at the end of it. Maybe something that he's working towards. He thinks that Hitesh is beginning to fall for it, but this is good counter punching from the Indian boxer. Takes one knock to the face in the process, but before that did lay a couple of good gloves on his opponent. Pretty much Hitesh on the offensive at the moment, forcing Okazawa to just take a breather, move away from him. Yet again a decent right landed. Forcing Okazawa now to pretty much box without a guard on, because what he wants to do is draw Hitesh towards him. Entertaining first round for sure, and it will be very interesting to see how the judges have called it. It was Okazawa who came out a bit more aggressive to begin with, but slowly that momentum was reversed with the way that Hitesh came back and definitely has landed a couple of decisive blows all the way through. That parity or close parity between the two will be reflected in the scores, because 3 of the judges have gone with Hitesh. 2 of them currently are on Sevon Okazawa's side. Egypt and Croatia need to be won over by Hitesh if he wants to establish a clear lead in this match. At the moment, up by 3, judges to 2, with 2 rounds to go.
Seconds out.
The advantage does matter, but this is just a slender cushion. It's only that one judge, in a sense, who balances it out in favor of Hitesh Gulia from India. What he's done very well is to ensure that he keeps moving himself all the time, making himself a bit of a mobile target for Okazawa. Okazawa pretty much somebody who favors that left. So far it's been well defended by Hitesh. Never really opening up his guard too much. Nothing decisive from either boxer in the first minute of the second round yet. Okazawa also trying to figure out that opening which hasn't come his way yet. Accidental bump, head going into the chin. Quick apology from Hitesh, gladly accepted as well from Okazawa. Now the Japanese boxer just moving in, swooping in for the kill, but not quite able to connect the way that he would have hoped. This is a massive round in terms of the momentum of the contest. If Okazawa can bring one judge into his favor, then it will be all square leading into the final round. Oh, he was moving in for the combination punch, but Hitesh was very quick to weave his way out of the way. Seems to have connected. Hitesh has Okazawa second guessing himself now, looking to box pretty much without a guard, trying to entice his opponent into an indiscretion, into over-attacking. But Hitesh has found the perfect balance so far. Fabulous, fabulous boxing contest this. Not much to choose between the two of them. And how will the judges see this particular round? Some decisive blows landed by both boxers. Is it good enough to win over the judges though for Okazawa? Okazawa's consistently boxing with a smile on his face, but that can sometimes be deceptive. It can also belie some nerves faced with a fabulous young boxer at the top of his form, playing in front of his home ground. This can sometimes be unnerving. And it's a repetition pretty much of what happened in the previous round, that 3 of the judges have gone with Hitesh. So he still has that little cushion going into the third and final round. Okazawa's absolutely enjoying himself. This is the kind of atmosphere that he is used to. He has been at the top of his game for a while. World Championship medalist, Asian Games medalist. Brings all of that experience into play here, and up against a rising star, yet another rising star of Indian boxing. There are a few of them. You look at the Indian depth in quality and you begin to wonder. There are so many big boxers who are still not part of this roster here at the World Boxing Cup Finals in Greater Noida. Tremendous pool of talent. But this is the round which counts. Hitesh has to minimize the errors, not get caught. Okazawa's inching for that opening. Keeps trying to entice him in. Absolutely no guard at the moment. That's a good punch. That will be probably a standing count. It isn't, but that's a great, great knock from Okazawa. That'll certainly win a couple of those judges over, unless Hitesh can come up with something special. Fascinating. Probably one of the best bouts so far in the entire day, or in the entire competition. Just for the way that it's not really been going decisively one boxer's way, even though numerically Hitesh has an advantage going into this third round. Sevon Okazawa knows that this is the time where push has to come to shove. He's been going about it in a similar manner. Into the last minute. I think again the decisive punch may well have come from Okazawa in that last exchange. It's really showing the value of experience in this third and final round. And for Hitesh Gulia, this will, even if it ends in a defeat, probably be an exceptional lesson in terms of how he needs to manage fights. But he's coming out all guns blazing now in the last 30 seconds. Knows that he's probably taken a bit of a pounding in this third and final round. And now look at Okazawa, just trying to defend it out. He probably knows, he's done the math, that he's probably inched ahead now in terms of overall numbers. This is too tight to call though. Going into the final few seconds. Can Hitesh land one of those punches? But Okazawa has defended beautifully. The third round probably belonging to Sevon Okazawa. And it's a question of whether he's done enough to overturn what had happened before that. Definitely the fury in some of those punches, unsettling Hitesh Gulia. But once he probably had worked out that he had done just about enough, he reverted to a lot of defense. Bit of a boxing masterclass from Sevon Okazawa.
Split decision. In the blue corner, represent.
It's Hitesh Gulia who wins it though.
India.
It's a split decision. It must have been close. It must have been ever so close. But he's done enough here. Hitesh Gulia of India emerges the winner in what was a bruising contest. A terrific contest. Sevon Okazawa really took it to him, especially in that third round where it seemed like he had done enough, but maybe a bit of a miscalculation on his part. Maybe he needed to attack just a little bit more. Maybe he just needed that extra cushion to try and overcome the first two rounds that he had lost out on. But Hitesh Gulia rolls on, and so do India, into the semi-finals, and now a medal assured for Hitesh Gulia as well in the men's 70 kg category. Short break, and after that we'll come with the next quarterfinal in this men's category.
Power. It's not just strength, it's creation. At Chirapal, every vertical pushes limits. Every idea punches harder. From factories that never stop, to fighters who never quit. We share one heartbeat, the spirit of champions. 50+ years of passion, precision, performance. Chirapal Group is proud to be the official partner of the World Boxing Cup Finals 2025.
Mohammad Azizbek Ismailov of Uzbekistan up against Kim Jun-soo of Korea. Second of the quarterfinals, so the winner of this bout will go on to meet Hitesh Gulia that we just saw pull off an exceptional victory against Sevon Okazawa of Japan. Match officials coming out to get themselves into position.
Bout number 20.
But here's the man from Uzbekistan.
Male, 70 kgs weight category.
Mohammad Azizbek
In the red
Ismailov.
corner, representing Uzbekistan, Ismailia Mohammadzebek.
In the finest traditions of Uzbek combat sports, 70 kgs men's boxer from Uzbekistan. Ismailov will probably start favorites in terms of pedigree that he comes in with, not to be outdone, Kim Jun-soo.
Republic of Korea, Kim Jong-soo.
He'll have something to say as well from the Republic of Korea. It's been a slightly disappointing day for the Korean boxers today. Definitely want to try and bring a few smiles to the faces of his compatriots. Approaching the end of the second day of competition here. 5 days at the World Boxing Cup Final, Greater Noida 2025. So in all of this, another all-Asian battle. Uzbekistan against Korea.
From Uganda, Judge 2 from Costa Rica. Judge 3 from Mexico, Judge 4 from Czechia, Judge 5 from Mongolia.
Of in red. South Korea in blue. Winner faces India's Hitesh in the semi-finals a couple of days time. Aggressive intent being shown by the Korean boxer. Noticeable in this category, 70 kgs we saw in the first bout as well. Speed at which these boxers move. Slightly bigger than the 55 kg competitors that we saw. There's absolutely no loss of mobility. Of course, one of the greatest Indian boxers that we saw in recent years also competed in a similar category, 75 kgs, Vijinder Singh. Brings in a lot of speed, allied with plenty of power. For a bit of a cagey beginning, of occasions where Junsu has not been happy about some of the areas where Ismailov purportedly attacked him. Again, Ismailov setting himself up for that left open stance with his right leg leaning forward, leading. Attacking, wants to go fetching for points with that left of his. Kim Junsu, as a lot of Korean boxers tend to be, quite defensively proficient so far. Definitely has been a lot more active, Ismailov. One would say no substantial punches landed by either boxer. Junsu just beginning to show a little bit more urgency into the last 30 seconds of this opening round. Ismailov swung hard with his left, and Junsu did well to get out of the way of that. Would have been quite a bit of trouble with that haymaker if it had landed. The first round, which was more about trying to suss out the other strategy more than anything else. Ismailov of Pakistan. Kim Junsu from South Korea. Few punches, few decent ones landed. But on the whole, this was more about trying to figure out what exactly is going on. Judges, though, have given this particular round to Ismailov, and that's not too much of a surprise because he was the one who was being a bit more proactive most occasions. Kim Junsu will have to be a bit more adventurous in the second round. He doesn't want to lag behind by 2 rounds. Give too much of a numerical advantage for his opponent to try and overcome. Junsu was looking to get a few head punches in, but that was from far too close quarters, according to the referee, quickly intervening. Just been a bit haphazard from both boxers. Not quite as fluid and fluent as we saw in the first match of this category between Hitesh and Okazawa. A sign that, again, while there is speed, while there is flexibility, there's also sometimes a little bit of cancelling out of each other's attributes that forces a little bit of negative play to come in at work. It's not negative by choice, it's often by chance. It's happening perhaps because they are sometimes cancelling out the strengths of each other. About midway through, and Junsu will have to make a smart move on. At the moment, it's Ismailov who is benefiting from a lot of these scrappy portions of play. Better from Junsu, he's maintaining his distance. It's also enabling him to get a better arc, to get some shots going. But in the bargain, he's also conceding the center of the ring to Ismailov. Smart work from the Uzbek, capitalizing on that. Pinning his opponent into the corner and then getting a couple of punches in. Yet again looking for that combination. No official warning yet, but still just a verbal caution to Junsu. I mean, very creditable, very smart work from Ismailov. Has Kim Junsu done enough? I suspect not. Get into the last 20 seconds or so. And what this might well mean is that Ismailov moves into a 2-zip lead in terms of the advantage with the judges. That could prove to be quite critical in the end. So good tactics from Ismailov, all the while making sure that Junsu is the one who keeps chasing this, and then every now and then backs him into a corner, gets those punches in. And Kim Junsu has not really had enough responses to be able to come back into this contest. In fact, the numbers suggest that this has been much more decisive. Few too many 8s against Kim Junsu, and also an official warning. So it's a fairly comfortable lead now for
Seconds out.
Muhammad Azizbek Ismailov.
Third and final round.
Does Kim Junsu have that KO in his locker? Definitely started in right earnest. It was well defended by Ismailov. Couple of handy blows inside the first 50 seconds landed by Ismailov. He's not the one who's chasing the score. Remember, it's Kim Junsu who has to do something dramatic. And every time he gets pushed onto the back foot as he is now, it just makes it that much more difficult for him to come up with something special from those precarious positions. Ismailov continuing the good work. Every time Junsu gets a few attempts at stringing together some punches going, Ismailov is able to break that momentum. Very sharp work inside the ring. Into the last 40 seconds, energy is flagging as well. Kim Junsu not able to find that quick answer which he really needs. He wants to advance to the semi-finals of the men's 70 kgs. Winner of this set to play, Hitesh Gulia of India, who earlier today, Sevon Okazawa, Japan. Well-decorated Japanese boxer. But Ismailov has made this quite the masterclass in terms of management, ring craft, and it will probably see him through to a meeting with Hitesh Gulia. Kim Junsu tried his best. Tried to come back into this third round as well, but Ismailov all the way through was very sharp and very shrewd in the way that he ensured that Junsu got absolutely no momentum going into his attacking game. And his counter punches were quite effective as well, knocking a little bit of momentum out every time that he got those punches going.
Points by unanimous decision in the red corner, representing Uzbekistan is
Muhammad Azizbek Ismailov is the winner, and quite comfortably as well, unanimous decision. In fact, all the way through, the story was the same. Kim Junsu trying to get some momentum going, Ismailov defending very well, and then coming up with some great countermeasures of his own. Kept it going and managed this so brilliantly all the way through. Winning the first two rounds, and also, I would think, comfortable victory in the third round in terms of how he won over the judges. So it's Ismailov against Hitesh Gulia in the semi-finals. But for now, before the next quarter-final, let's take a short break.
Power. It's not just strength, it's creation. At Chirapal, every vertical pushes limits. Every idea punches harder. From factories that never stop to fighters who never quit. We share one heartbeat, the spirit of champions. 50+ years of passion, precision, performance. Chirapal Group is proud to be the official partner of the World Boxing Cup Finals 2025.
Tan Chiai-wei of Chinese Taipei up against Yuri Zakhariev of Ukraine. And this is the third quarterfinal of the men's 70 kg category.
In the red corner, representing Chinese Taipei, An Chiai-wei.
Well, this session began with a victory for a Chinese Taipei boxer. That, of course, was Yu Yixuan in the women's 51 kg category. Now we are into the men's 70, and we have another Taipei boxer, Tan Chiai-wei.
Representing Ukraine, Akariev Yuri.
And Yuri Zakhariev. Representing Ukraine, so it's another Asia versus Europe contest. We've had a few of those all through the day.
Judge 1, Mexico. Judge 2, Bulgaria. Judge 3, Costa Rica. Judge 4, Iran. Judge 5, Egypt.
corner. That's where you cannot be here. Move back to the corner.
Chiawei against Yuri. All set for the third quarterfinal in the men's 70 kgs. Oh, it's Chiawei who's tried to come out all guns blazing. Left, right to start. Zakhariev got slightly unawares, but there's good tempo to this match already inside the first 15 or 20 seconds. Both boxers looking to take the fight to the opponent. Frenetic pace about this bout. This is good to see. We have seen a few cagey ones, especially the previous one. The one boxer almost always was trying to negate the fury of the other, but here it's much like a head-on collision between two fast-moving trains. Not often a pretty sight, but this is good. Away up on the ropes and just has a little bit of a look of admonishment. The Australian referee just asks him to get up and continue. Now Zakhariev to have a slight height advantage, but it's Chiawei who seems to have a bit more of a wingspan. An interesting contrast of styles. It's making for a very even contest thus far. Chiawei started this round with a lot of ferocity. That sting has been taken off by a little bit of a counter punch from Zakhariev. Now, how does he finish? Definitely the most proactive that we have seen two boxers be in the last few bouts. How will the judges see this? I think that Chiawei has probably just shaded it in terms of some of those impactful punches. And he was the one who was a lot more positive to begin with as well. Looked the part. And of course taking nothing away from Zakhariev as well from Ukraine. The two of them really exchanging a lot of punches, a lot of blows all the way through. But Chiawei definitely landing a few more substantial punches. And you'll see that impacted in the score as well, where 4 of the 5 judges have gone with Chiawei of Chinese Taipei. Only the judge from Bulgaria going in favor of the boxer from Ukraine in the blue corner. Blue, of course, very much a critical part of their national identity, part of the national flag as well. Blue and yellow, the colors. Coach is decked in yellow. Both the distinctive colors of the national flag of Ukraine, well represented. Now, how does Zakhariev come back into this? Chiawei has again come out with a very attacking intent. He doesn't want to rest on this little lead. Wants to take the fight to his opponent. Are we on the verge of seeing possibly very first knockout of this particular day of competition? Mind you, it does take a lot, not just from a perspective of the player who gets knocked out, but also the one who effects the knockout. It's pretty much a lot of momentum going forward. It's the perfect moment when you have to catch your opponent to ideally come at a time when they are at their most vulnerable. That's an opening which is ever so slight in terms of the window of opportunity. The boxing ring look like a picture here at Greater Noida. World Boxing Cup Finals. Last of the major events in terms of the World Cup circuit. Calendar year. As teams, as boxers head down towards the end of the year, assess what has gone on. Massive year coming up next year. Of course, for all the Asians, there's the Asian Games. Several of the other boxers. There's also the Commonwealth Games. There's also the annual events which keep happening, and everything building up towards LA 28. Conspicuous by their absence in this field are the Cubans. Cubans used to be absolutely majestic world boxing at one point of time, particularly in Olympic years. Zakhariev trying a few different things, but he's been encouraged by the referee not to go for the back of the head as often. That's a tribute to how well Kanchiavei has pretty much controlled the momentum of this entire bout. Not let it slip from his hands at any stage. He's landed a few great punches of his own as well. And I would think that this second round is also heading the way of the Chinese Taipei boxer. Should that be the case, it's going to be quite difficult unless Zakhirov can effect something of a knockout punch in the third round. Been a physically spent Kanchiavei, but he has definitely done all the right things. Come out aggressively in both rounds, and that's been the difference. It's just taken his opponent by surprise. And it has taken a little time for Yuri Zakhiriev to come back into those bouts as a result. However, I have a little twist to tell you. And here's confirmation of that. The second round has actually gone the way of Yuri Zakhariev. 3-2 though, so it's still a slight, slender advantage for Kanchiavei, but it just means that he cannot take this for granted. It's still everything to play for in the third and final round. It's only one judge still in favor of the Chinese Taipei boxer. Neck and neck, yet another terrific match in this evening session. Zakhariev knows he's in with an opportunity. That's why we are seeing him on the prowl, a lot more aggressive, a lot more proactive. Keeping his stance a little bit low, making sure that he stays at a safe distance from Chiawei. Doesn't want to concede too many punches, wants to land a few of his own. And he's pretty much at the center of the bout now, the center of the ring as well. Dictating terms, or wanting to dictate terms. Kanchiavei tries to fight back every now and then, but has to do it in a legal manner. Superb work yet again from Kanchiavei. got boxed into the corner, but then came out fighting and landed a couple of substantial punches. Zakhariev is giving it everything as well. You know what? There could be a KO lurking around the corner, but who lands it is still a bit of a mystery if it happens. Both men flagging in terms of energy. But the contest has been an even one. Chiavei probably just beginning to shade it in this third round as well. But Zakhariev has tried different tactics. That's a credit to him. It's into the last minute. Has either one done enough now to pull away from the other? We saw Okazawa make that mistake in his calculation in his mind. Oh, we have a player down. But it's not really for the count. It was more of a lost footing for Chiavei. But Zakhariev has put on a game fight in this third round. Needing to take it to his opponent. He has done exactly that. Is it good enough? Is it good enough to win over the judges? We'll know shortly in 20 seconds or so. Or lesser if there's a knockout punch. The most thrilling fist fight in many respects, but with a lot of finesse coming into its closing stages between Yuri Zakhariev and Khan Chiavei of Chinese Taipei. It's Chiavei who holds his fists up and probably thinks that he's done quite enough, but this was a much more even round. I wouldn't want to be celebrating too early. While there were some good punches landed by Chiavei as well, it was Zakhariev who started with the initial onslaught in this third round. This was the one where he sent his opponent flying. Chinese Taipei corner seems satisfied enough. One thing's for sure,
The winner
may not be
by
unanimous.
split decision. In the blue corner, representing Ukraine.
It is the Ukrainian who wins.
Yuri.
Yuri Zakhariev. What a brave performance from him. Trailing for most of this match, but he made up some lost ground in that second round and then came out all guns blazing in the third. And it's really all down to just a 3-2 verdict in his favor. 3 judges giving it to him and 2 of them ending up split between the 2 of them. This was really exciting. This was really so special between these 2 boxers. Khan Chiavei, the entertainer, but it's Yuri Zakhariev who was able to fashion a counter-attack in that third and final round to clinch this match and a semi-final berth in the men's 70 kg category. Fourth and final quarter-final coming up, but after a short break.
Power. It's not just strength, it's creation. At Chirapal, every vertical pushes limits. Every idea punches harder. From factories that never stop, to fighters who never quit. We share one heartbeat, the spirit of champions. 50+ years of passion, precision, performance. Chirapal Group is proud to be the official partner of the World Boxing Cup Finals 2025.
Another Central Asian clash. Nurbek Mursal of Kazakhstan.
Mursal Nurbek.
The last of the matches in this 70 kg category. And this will be followed by a men's 5 kg quarterfinal as well.
Representing Kyrgyzstan, Nishonov Ikhtiyar.
Ikhtiyar Nishonov from Kyrgyzstan, his opponent. Again, a couple of heavyweight names in boxing. Kyrgyzstan against Kazakhstan. Former Soviet republics and teams with a rich history in all kinds of combat sports and in particular in boxing.
Judge 1, Australia. Judge 2, Mexico. Judge 3, Mongolia. Judge 4, France. Judge 5, Croatia.
Promises to be every bit as entertaining as the last one was. Yuri Zakhariev awaits in the semi-finals the winner of this contest between Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan in red, Kyrgyzstan in blue. Mursal against Nishonov. Yet again, frenetic start. Nishonov looking to be the aggressor, but Mursal defending quite well, but forced onto the back foot a couple of times already inside the first 20 seconds. Great aggressive intent. Maybe the Kyrgyz boxer here looking to finish this as early as possible. Nishonov wants to land a couple of decisive blows early on. He's probably not watched the previous bout because we saw in that Kanchiavei was the one who started much more aggressively and led for 2 of those rounds, but in the end it was Yuri Zakhariev and his tenacity which won the day. Something that Kazakhstan's Mursal here can take a little bit of inspiration from. A great ferocious intent about Nishonov right from the start. I think Mursal almost like a punching bag. Attacking him from every front. Poaching him all over this ring. Sometimes when you start with this high intensity, it can work against you. The longer the bout goes, the longer the opponent is able to stay on his feet and defend. At the moment, that's a bit of a challenge for Mursal though. Nishonov has rocked up for a fight and he's definitely taking it to Mursal. Turn examination of Nurbek Mursal's defense this opening round, the way that the man in blue has been going after him. Nishonov, Ikhtiar Nishonov from Kyrgyzstan. Point to prove, it seems. I think it's a safe call that this first round will probably go the way of the wrestler, or rather the boxer in blue. The way that he's been moving, the way that he's been punching. Going to be a welcome break for Mursal, because it's been 3 minutes of relentless action from Nishonov. The little man from Kyrgyzstan has really taken the attack to his opponent right from the offset. Came out punching and didn't relent right till the last second of that first round. Ikhtiar Nishonov has made Nurbek Mursal a marked man, and it's worked out well for his favor with as many as 4 of the judges going in his favor. So 4-1 lead in terms of those numbers for Nishanov at the moment. Entertaining so far. And Nishanov straight away looking to make his mark in the second round as well. Comes out punching start, but just looking like he's a little more keen now to mix a bit of defense every now and then. What he has also done, he's also tired Mursal out, because Mursal has been looking to evade those punches, sway out of the way, run all over the ring. That itself can be a tiring experience. It can also drain the energies in terms of giving adequate counter punches out of you. Has him on the ropes. Couple of good punches yet again from Nishanov. Good aggression all the way through. Down to ground, but not quite in the manner that Mursal needs his opponent to go down. Because yet again it's Nishanov who's seemingly dictating terms in the second round as well, and we have seen often today's play as well. Once one boxer snaps up 2 rounds, then it's very difficult to take the remainder of the match off them. Nishanov continues to pummel away. Last minute of the second round. As Mursal can devise a different game plan, it does look like he could be swept in terms of all 3 rounds. Really taking quite a beating from his slightly shorter opponent. Slightly a better phase of play the last few seconds from Mursal, but not able to sustain it long enough. Continues to be Nishanov, who has dictated terms in this entire bout. The second round also belonging to him in terms of some of those impactful punches. Really feeling it, Mursal. Rights, lefts. Great balance as well when he essays some of those punches. He's taken a few. Mursal has tried his best to fight back into it. In fact, the second round has been given to Nurbek Mursal. That we got a bit of a twist in the tail, because now it's Mursal who leads in terms of that one judge who has it in his favor, and the rest are all tied at 19 apiece. So now it's Nurbek Mursal who has the advantage. This is another one which is going to go all the way right down to the wire. So that quality of counter-attacking from Mursal in that second round has stood him in good stead. Now, what does Nishanov have up his sleeve? Been quite hectic, frenetic from him as well. Lost a lot of energy in the process. Does he have it in him to continue in this high tempo fashion for another 2.5 minutes or so? Mursal is defending well. This is good situational awareness. Knows that he's got the slight advantage in terms of that one judge in his favor. All he needs to do is avert something disastrous happening to him. Looking to pull Nishanov into the corners as often as possible. Close to the ropes, he knows that he can just use that rope as leverage and bounce back and throw a couple of counters. Rope-a-dope that was famous with erstwhile Cassius Clay, aka Muhammad Ali. You just use that artificial support almost. Come at your opponent from those corners. Halfway through this third round, it's Nishanov who's chasing the bout. Trying his best, but he's a bit of a tired mess at the moment. Not quite able to generate that same hand speed as he was doing in the first round. And Mursal is defending quite adequately in that sense. Fabulous boxing this entire evening session. We have seen so many instances of the game is never lost. Just need to hang in there to make slight strategic tweaks and then the match can come back in your favor. Now he's landed a couple of decent punches as well, Mursal. It's slipping away from Nishanov. The finish line in sight for Nurbek Mursal of Kazakhstan. Ikhtiyar Nishanov started like a freight train, but he's just gone a bit off track. Time running out as well for Nishanov. Into the last 10 seconds. I think Mursal is about to pull off quite the most remarkable comeback victory. But it's never over till it's over. It's good spirit between the two. Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan have served up an absolute classic. This was the third round where Nishanov really needed to come out punching, but Mursal was up to it in terms of his defense. Evasion was quite useful. The blocking was effective and some of his counters were quite devastating as well. And more than anything else, Nishanov was flagging in terms of his energy reserves. This will definitely be a tight one. It will be a split decision, but let's see which way it goes.
In the red corner representing Kazakhstan, Mursal Nurbek.
It is Nurbek Mursal. And it's a fine win because he wasn't the favorite, especially after the first round where he took quite the pounding from Ikhtiyar Nishanov. The man in blue came out all guns blazing, used up a lot of energy. And at one stage it seemed like it was all one-way traffic. And we were probably envisaging visions of a first knockout of the night. But then Mursal, using his experience well, using the ropes quite effectively, defending quite stoutly, and coming back to nick it just by a split decision. So that concludes the 70 kg quarterfinals. There's just one bout to come, but we'll come to that after a short break.
Power. It's not just strength, it's creation. At Chirapal, every vertical pushes limits. Every idea punches harder. From factories that never stop, to fighters who never quit. We share one heartbeat, the spirit of champions. 50+ years of passion, precision, performance. Chirapal Group is proud to be the official partner of the World Boxing Cup Finals 2025.
10th and final bout of the night. It's Yasurbek Yuldoshev of Uzbekistan up against Lachlan Lawson from Australia.
Representing Uzbekistan,
And we're going up by 15 kgs in the weight categories. Close to the biggest there are. Yuldashev leading the way out. Quite a big unit himself. But the key to being big, strong and quick is to have as little fat as possible, and that's what all of these combat athletes aim for.
Lawson Lachan.
Backlund Lawson. Coming in with a familiar theme song. It's a sly reference, of course, to one of the all-time great boxing movies of all time. The referee from Croatia, they've had a busy day as well with all these rotations, so many matches, multiple assignments, some of them operating as referee, often doubling up as judges. But this is what it comes down to. It's the final quarterfinal. The men's 85 kgs. Lawson against Yuldashev. One final time. Boxing on day 2 of the World Boxing Cup finals here at the Shahid Vijay Singh Pathak Sports Complex. kg, which always indicates that there's not too many encounters that these two boxers probably would have had in the past, trying to suss out each other's style. The Uzbek boxer seems to be more of a southpaw, preferring to lead with his left. By his stance opens it up with his right leg leading. Then we'll probably have to think of some ways to disrupt that, because we have seen already in some of the men's boxing matches particularly that when somebody settles into that rhythm, it can be very difficult to stop them. What Yuldashev is doing well is just pushing Lawson right into the corner every now and then. Lawson has the advantage of a good reach, some good defensive boxing, come up with some decent counters and score some important points. Backlund Lawson not doing badly at the moment. Forced to move around a lot but defending well. So every now and then just throwing in a few counters. Yuldashev has probably not really bothered his opponent for a while now. Get a bit of a move on, or he risks losing this first round, and after that he might feel an immense amount of pressure. Couple of decent punches thrown already by Lawson. Closing stages of this first round. Probably has finished this round well, has Lawson. Looked like Yuldashev did all the early running in this match, coming out and hoping to be the aggressor, but Lawson holding his own, then also coming back with a few punches of his own. But well, suppose in terms of what the judges saw, most of it going Yuldashev's way. So Jasurbek Yuldashev, while he did defend a lot, he also landed a few decisive punches of his own. And that's why all 5 judges have actually gone in his favor. So Yuldashev with that important advantage after the first round.
Second round. Round 2.
Now Lawson knows got a little bit of catching up here to do. Yuldashev now playing the defensive role quite effectively. Decent arm's length away from Lawson and then throwing a few punches to keep his opponent guessing, just to keep that momentum going in his favor as well. An intriguing battle of wits between two very interesting and contrasting boxers. Past the minute mark. Factor which one cannot deny. Bit of an advantage for some of these Asian boxers, no doubt, when compared to those coming from, say, Australia or from Europe, because these weather conditions perhaps working a little bit more in the favor of the Asian boxers. Of course, Uzbekistan, a fairly cold country itself, not much of a difference in that sense between conditions there and in a place like Australia, especially in the summer months, the Indian summer months. Right now it'll be closer to the spring or approaching summer actually in Australia. Because it does look like Lawson is just flagging a bit in terms of his energy. Yuldashev can pounce on that, he can move in for the kill. Been trying to be proactive. Been smart thinking from the Uzbek. Not sitting back on that lead, trying to take the fight to the opposition. He knows that 2 rounds won will almost put this completely out of reach of Lachlan Lawson. Yeah, just evading every punch from his opponent as that round came to an end, and walks with a little bit of a swagger into his corner. Because he knows, Yuldashev, that he's just found the right mix of caution and aggression in this bout. Defended well at times, but also thrown a few good punches of his own. And Lawson, while he's put in a good shift, but he's yet again finished on the wrong side of the scores from the judges. So 2 successive rounds which have been won 10-9 by all 5 judges, scored 10-9 by all 5 judges in favor of this man. Yuldashev from Uzbekistan. Jasurbek Yuldashev looking to close this out and book his place in the semi-finals of the men's 85 kg category. Indian representation in the shape of Jugnu be seen in the semi-finals straight away.
Watch your heads. No wrestling. No wrestling.
Lawson has to come back into this. Has conceded a couple of rounds already. Now needs to come up with something very, very special. We haven't seen a single knockout yet. Yuldashev has to use all his ring craft at the moment.
No holding.
I'm not sure. Tumbling into the ropes is one of those. But he's got the advantage. He has the option of making Lawson now chase this. Just throw in the odd 1 or 2 punch and then make sure that you work yourself into a corner. Not helping with the kind of time management that Lawson wants in this final round. Yuldashev inching towards the semi-finals. It's a tiring Uzbek that we are seeing. But he's doing all the right things. He's keeping himself mobile, making himself as difficult a target as possible for Lachlan Lawson. The Australian might well win this round, but will it be enough? He's already conceded a couple of rounds to the wily Uzbek. Yuldashev going down on his haunches. It's probably all sign of also how tired he is, but he has, I think, done enough here. Third round, a lot better from Lawson, using that proactive stance, which, to be fair, he has had through most of this bout. In fact, the very first round itself also, it seemed like he had done enough to nick it. But once that went against him, it just acted as the right Philippe for Yuldashev, who then crafted a very beautiful strategy, one which combined great defense with outstanding counter-offensives. The third and final round probably didn't matter overall in the natural context. Let's see if this is a unanimous decision or a split one.
By unanimous decision. In the red corner, representing Uzbekistan,
It's unanimous.
Yuldashev Jasurbek.
And it is Jasurbek Yuldashev of Uzbekistan who pulls this off. It's a great performance because he was under pressure from Lachlan Lawson in the early exchanges. Definitely the initial aggressor, but after that Lawson seemed to have devised a good defensive and counter strategy. Then we saw Yuldashev coming back quite well and did very well to completely keep himself in the match and ending up winning what was the final event and the final bout of the night, the second night of the World Boxing Cup Finals here at Greater Noida. So we'll be returning with the third day of action at the World Boxing Cup Finals. That will be tomorrow. Make sure that you join us then from the Shahid Vijay Singh Pathak Sports Complex in Greater Noida. For the moment, it's good night and goodbye from all of us here.